This segment is sponsored by Washington Gas. This coming Monday, August 11th, is National 811 Day, a reminder to call 811 before you dig. It's a quick, free way to avoid hitting underground utility lines. Here to tell us why that call is so important is Scott Brown, Damage Prevention Manager at Washington Gas. Welcome to Great Day Washington. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Of course, I know this is very important. Please tell us the significance of a National 811 Day.
Well, National 811 Day is put on by PHMSA, the Hazardous Materials Safety Administration of the Transportation Department of our government. And what it is, a reminder for everybody on August 11th to call before they dig. And that applies to a project as small as putting in a flower or as big as a road construction project.
Wow, so this is for everyone. At first I thought just residential, but because here in the DMV there is construction all the time.
Yeah, it's huge. We have today about 30,000 opportunities where people are out digging. And we want to make sure that people do that digging safely by calling 811 before they get out there to start their excavations.
And speaking of that, how soon should they call before they know they have a project coming? Right. When should they call?
Currently, you can schedule as far out as 12 days, but we ask people to schedule at least 2 days out. That gives the utilities the opportunity to get out there and mark their facilities so people can safely excavate around those utilities.
Okay. Scott, share with us why it's so important. I mean, what can really happen if you hit a pipe?
You hit a pipe, it's very dangerous. Our facility is very safe, but when it gets out of its container, then we have a potential issue. So it is critical that you call and you know where those utilities are, so when you're digging, you don't hit them. If you hit them, you could cause an interruption to any utility, to your neighbors, the neighborhood. And if you hit a gas line, you could cause an issue that could involve personal harm. It could be something that you really don't want to be involved in. It's a very simple process. It's free. There's no strings attached. Call 811 and we'll come out and mark our facility so you can excavate safely.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Let's say someone just is digging in their backyard. Maybe they hit a pipe, but they don't realize. Maybe they didn't feel that. Is there some other way that they would know that something happened?
For gas, if you do damage our facilities, you'll get a release of gas and it'll smell like rotten eggs. And when that happens, you need to get away from that area as quickly as possible, not use any electronic equipment. As soon as you're outside that zone of probably 25 to 100 feet, you want to call 911 and let the professionals come and take care of the damage.
Right, that could be potentially very dangerous.
Yes, it could, and it's something we're very, very good at avoiding, but we only get that cooperation when we have people call 811 before they dig so they know where facilities are.
So let's prevent. Let's call 811 before we dig. You brought something fun to show.
Yeah, these are some shoes that a colleague of mine made for me to be able to help advertise calling before you dig. And trust me, if you show up at an event and you're wearing these, you'll get people who ask questions about 811.
Yeah.
So they're very, very interesting conversation starters.
Yeah, but a very important conversation. Why do you think it's so important to just keep talking about it?
We need to keep talking about it because in the Washington, D.C. metro area, about 30% of the damages to Washington Gas facilities occur because people didn't call 811. They don't think it's important for them because I'm only doing a small project or I'm just doing something where a fence post was before. We encourage everybody, every time, contact that 811 center before you dig. And you can do that by calling 811, which is a national number, or you can go online to virginia811.com, or in Maryland and DC, missutility.net, and that will get you those marks so you can safely excavate.
Okay, no reason not to call. It's free and it's important. Scott, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, and everybody dig safe out there.
Dig safe. Okay, remember to always call 811 before you dig, and to learn more, head to call811.com.